President Cyril Ramaphosa will this morning deliver the opening address at the party's Gauteng Provincial Conference. The High Court in Johannesburg ruled on Wednesday against an application by disgruntled Ekurhuleni members to interdict the conference from taking place. Acting ANC Provincial Chairperson David Makhura will also deliver a political report to open the conference.
Meanwhile, the ANC's KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Elective Conference finally commenced last night following attempts to halt it as well. ANC KwaZulu-Natal officials or convener Mike Mabuyakulu says that the party in the province has allowed the cancer of factionalism and slate politics to contribute to the instability of the party. He delivered the political report to the delegates attending the ANC KwaZulu-Natal Elective Conference underway in Durban. The elective conference is being held at the Durban University of Technology until Saturday. ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule questioned who is funding all the members taking the ANC to court. He says the organization may have been infiltrated by people who want to destroy it from within.
Is it because we are founded by counter-revolutionaries? Yes. Who is giving you money to applaud the court? Who? When you are unemployed, when you are a student, when you have no money, who pays your senior council? Should we conclude and say it is those people who want to derail our movement? But why are you? Because some of you do support these people. Why do you do that against the voice of the majority?
Well, the ANC Provincial Conference is expected to be a hotly contested gathering in KwaZulu-Natal. It's going ahead in Durban this morning after numerous court challenges. Factions have since put their differences aside. The High Court in Pietermaritzburg dismissed an urgent application by a group of aggrieved ANC members trying to stop the conference. Now, for more on this, we're joined by our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo. Ayanda, a very good morning to you. A very eventful day yesterday. Just take us back in the lead up to the conference actually kicking off.
Yeah, very good morning to you, Blaine and Desiree. Certainly what a day it was for the ANC. Another very anxious afternoon yesterday after we heard that news at after 2 o'clock that yet another group of disgruntled ANC members had gone to court trying to stop this 8th provincial conference from taking place. It was a bit of a sense of deja vu, Blaine, if you remember in June that a similar situation took place where the conference was supposed to have been held in June, and again at the 11th hour 6 members, again in fact it was, took the party to court, and they were successful in their application. But this time around the applicants in this case, 5 of whom are from the Moses Mabhida region and 1 was from the lower South Coast region, were unsuccessful in the court, then throwing out their application, allowing the conference to go ahead. So it was a bit of a nervous and anxious wait. I could see the ANC leaders, the ANC NEC members pacing up and down yesterday afternoon, and what relief it was to literally see the relief on their faces as soon as news came from the court that the conference would be able to go ahead. And soon after those news, we then saw the delegates making their way into the main hall. Great excitement as well from the delegates. Many had been disappointed last time when the conference was unable to take place, and this time again a similar mood, but there was great excitement, and that conference then officially getting underway last night with that opening address by the party Secretary General Ace Magashule, who was on fire, some of the delegates have said, describing him, many saying Ace was on fire tonight. Just listening to that clip that you played there earlier when he questioned who is funding these court cases, that there are sometimes people who are unemployed, youth who are part of the applicants who are taking these matters very costly to court. But he also spoke, Blaine, to the members of the ANC and saying that it's now become become about individuals and their personal interests, and it's no longer about the collective. And he said that the ANC is not about individuals, the ANC is about a collective, and really urging the branch members who are here and who will be voting for the leadership of KwaZulu-Natal to think carefully about who they want to lead the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Today, as you said, a very, very hotly contested election it is going to be. The program started late, of course, yesterday, so what was supposed to have taken place yesterday in terms of the adoption of credentials is now going to happen this morning, and thereafter what we've all been waiting for will be that nominations process, and then the delegates will then go out to vote. But it's certainly going to be another very interesting day here from Durban.
Ayanda, the issue of funding raised by Mr. Makashule, is it a sentiment that is shared by the delegates there?
Yes, certainly, Blaine. In fact, even before he delivered his speech and made mention of it earlier on, as we were awaiting the ruling from the court, some of the delegates who are here are questioning firstly questioning who those applicants were, because we did not know who they were at the time. And when they then got to know who they were, some of them questioning, but we know these are comrades, they said, and some of them don't work, and really wondering who is behind, who is funding them, who is paying, because certainly it would cost a lot of money to get an advocate to represent you in court. And so these were the questions that the delegates certainly were asking yesterday. And Blaine, also, if you remember, the last time the ANC has spoken out about people who are taking it to court, the members here saying that they need to be disciplined, that the ANC needs to take them to task, and they really want to see them, especially this time, they want to see these 6 members appearing before the disciplinary committees of the ANC to explain themselves, because they are saying that all matters had been dealt with. The National Dispute Resolution Committee had met with all delegates, and some are saying some of the applicants were also part of that. But of course, we'll be able to only confirm that once we get hold of the applicants. But they're saying that they really now are tired of members of the ANC heading to court instead of dealing with the issues that they have internally. Blaine.
Are those applicants back at the conference, Ayanda?
No, Blaine, from what we know, these applicants seemingly were not part of the conference, were not nominated or elected to be delegates at this conference, which could have been one of the reasons why they went to court, as one of the claims that they made was that the processes leading up to the conference had not been fair, and complaining of exclusion of members. So these 6 applicants are not part of this conference. But what we are going to, of course, be trying to do today with our colleagues is to locate these delegates, or these 6 members, and try to speak to them and find out what the reasons were for them going to court. And of course, as the party members were saying, that why did they not take their matters to the party leaders? The Dispute Resolution Committee was in the province up until yesterday, speaking to members of the ANC and trying to resolve outstanding issues. And so why didn't they take their issues internally to the leaders of the ANC?
I mean, we're talking about 6 people here from the various districts. In terms of the mood at the conference, and in terms of the buzzword of unity, isn't it? What sort of effect did this court case have?
Well, a great disappointment, Blaine. You know, as I've just said, that the leadership of the ANC and some of the delegates were of the opinion that matters had been resolved. This National Dispute Resolution Committee has literally been here in KwaZulu-Natal, lived here in KwaZulu-Natal for the past month, visiting its 11 regions, meeting with its disgruntled members. And the view was that all issues had been resolved. But, Blaine, there were some people who have also equally said that their membership, they still have not been able to renew membership, and that they just decided to let it go for now, wanting this conference to go ahead, because for some of them it's important that KwaZulu-Natal does get a new leadership, and their hope now is that this new leadership of the ANC will be able to then go back and resolve some of the outstanding issues that still remain remain. There's still a number of people, even yesterday, who are calling to say we would have been part of the conference, but we're not going to be there because we did not able to get our membership. Still some saying that our BGMs were held in the build-up to this conference, but we were not a part of those BGMs. But this time we will let it slide in the hope that the leadership of the ANC is going to deal with these issues. But the ANC has said, Blaine, that they need to come out of this conference a much stronger, a much united ANC. In fact, the Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Mhlongo, alluded to that, saying that the instability in KwaZulu-Natal is going to be a threat to the ANC as a whole, and that it's really, really important that people put aside their differences and move forward for the sake of the ANC, for the sake of the country. Because what has happened in the ANC, particularly in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, you'd know, Blaine, has led to the unfortunate incident of political killings. In fact, yesterday they read a very, very long list of the late leaders or members of the ANC that had been killed since 2015. A really, really long list, and that alone, the ANC said, cannot continue the way that things have been happening in this province. And it's of paramount importance that they come out here a much stronger, a much united ANC. Also, of course, considering the fact that they are going to elections next year, and it's going to be very, very important that if they do not unite and start to work together, it could then also affect them when it comes to the elections next year, Blaine.
Okay, let's leave it there. Ayanda, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Ayanda Mhlongo down in Durban. Thank you very much indeed. Des?